People think that giving people a women's, men's, children's day, all of this stuff is enabling people. You're disabling people. Welcome to the Common Podcast, where we speak upon common sense and realize it really isn't that common. All right, guys, before we get into today's topic, by the way, it will not be long-winded whatsoever. It's going to be a shorter podcast, a shorter discussion than usual, but it's something that I feel I need to get off my chest, something that I kind of encountered today. And I thought, you know what? I want to sit down, I want to go home, and I want to talk about it. And what better way to do that than to do it on the podcast? So I'm here. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about my Patreon page. Listen, guys, in order for me to get the podcast to all of these platforms, in order to record, edit, all of these things, it costs money. That's just the hard truth. And I am looking for help from you all to help me produce better content and more frequent content, because the more that I upload onto Spotify, YouTube, and all of these platforms, it's costing me more and more money. So right now I'm asking if you all enjoy the content. I'm asking you all, the first link down in the description is going to be the link to my Patreon page. Now listen, the prices they're not pricey whatsoever. We have different tiers, which unlocks different types of benefits. So starting off, we have the $3 tier, pretty basic benefits. We have the $5 tier, and then the $12 tier, which I think is the most exciting. You get full content control over the next discussion on the podcast. You get to decide what I'm going to talk about, what the co-host is going to talk about, which I think is just super exciting for y'all. So y'all, I have the screen here for those of you that can see it. I'm more than likely going to be playing it on the screen, but we already have our first Patreon. Shout out to Matthew Lozano. So he's going to be deciding what I'm going to be talking about on the next podcast, which he's already messaged me and he already decided what he wants, but y'all are going to have to wait for that. Second of all, guys, I have some very, very, very exciting news coming soon. I'm going to be meeting up with a couple of people that I will be collabing with. There's some other people out there that are starting podcasts that have reached out to me and they want to do some type of collab. I'm not going to get too into detail because we will be meeting about that starting tomorrow. And we kind of just want to iron out the details before I officially tell you all what we're going to do. But it's super exciting. And I got more guests on the way. This is not going to stop. All right. The podcasts are going to continue going. I was talking to my wife earlier today. I was like, look, I don't care if I'm 1,000 podcasts in and I don't get the views that I think that I deserve. I do not care. I'm going to continue. So that's where my mindset is headed going into this podcast and content in general. So we're here to stay, and I hope that y'all can see the vision that I see and that y'all would want to support me. Listen, guys, it's $3 a month, $5 a month, or $12 a month. I'm pretty sure y'all are in the financial situation in order to help me produce content for you all. I'm only doing this for y'all. Again, the more that I produce, it's costing me more out of my pocket. So I'm just asking to help me help you. All right, guys. So jumping right into today's topic, something that I was super passionate about, and I showed up to work, and I'm just gonna go out and say it. I'm just gonna say it. And even though there's a deeper meaning behind it, this is where it initiated. Okay. So for those of you that don't know, what is today? It is March 9th, 2021, and it is Women's Day. Okay. It is Women's Day. So we are celebrating women. We are celebrating what women stand for, I'm assuming. And when I saw this, because, you know, they had it, I got emails about it and Snapchat notifications about it and all this different type of stuff, all the social medias, you know, going crazy, talking about Women's Day. At first I ignored it. A coworker kind of, he approach me about it. What are you gonna get your wife? What are you gonna do for your wife? What are you gonna do for your mom? All of these things, and it kind of ticked me off right then and there because I felt like I had an ultimatum to participate, and I felt like there was an obligation for me to go out and do something out of my way in order to appreciate women. First of all, I think that's dumb. I feel like you should appreciate women that are special to you on a day-to-day basis. I don't think that that is something that needs a specific day. But what I had more of a problem, and what, let's kind of take this time to disconnect this conversation away from Women's Day, because it's not all about Women's Day, okay? Which I think is a ridiculous holiday. I heard there's a Men's Day. I don't even know if that's true. But there's a lot of ridiculous holidays out there that I just do not support and I do not believe in. Women's Day is one of those. Father's Day, Mother's Day, those are things that require a certain level of commitment, a certain level of sacrifice, a certain level of wisdom in order to nurture, care for, and raise a child. That takes actual effort. That takes energy in order to do something like that, right? Women's Day, what are we congratulating here? Really, what are we congratulating here? Congratulations, you existed. You were born. You did nothing to be born. And here's what's the problem in that. Let's disconnect from that narrative of Women's Day, because it really has nothing to do with Women's Day. It really has to do with why our society is so weak, like to date. We're always complaining, and we're always feeling entitled. You see it time and time again. Honestly, me personally, I am sick of the protest. I'm sick of the protest about the protest. I'm sick of all of the movements. I'm fed up with it. Whatever it is, and I don't even have a stance in most of these. I haven't came out and spoken about any of these. Like, there's the gay pride, Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter, all of this stuff. Now we got the a couple days ago they started like a super straight thing. I'm not too passionate about that, but let me explain why this is a soft mentality, and stuff like this, like Women's Day and all of that. That is what is enabling that. You feel like people think that giving people a women's, men's, children's day, all of this stuff is enabling people. You're disabling people. You're giving out gold awards for literally existence. You're giving out gold awards. It's like giving gold to the last place, that the last person that came into the race, as for effort, right? Like everybody gets a medal, right? Like that's ridiculous. And it's building this soft mentality, this soft mindset, to the point where people are literally they feel entitled now. They feel like, well, I did a lot to get to where I did now. No, you didn't. All you did was survive. And that's not too hard. Everybody and that has lived in the history of time has survived. You know what I mean? How about you actually go out and do something, put the effort in, put the time in to go and do something that actually has some type of value, and then feel good about it. Don't try to justify you doing nothing, you surviving, you existing, and that being an achievement. I have nothing against women. I have nothing against any of these things. But listen, I believe everybody has some type of self-worth. But I believe that people have not yet tapped into that. And this is what we're disabling. We're disabling the consciousness to become something actually great, to become something that is actually going to benefit the society. But instead, we're giving the okay, we're giving the green light to people, to disable people and to make them feel good for literally nothing. This is a soft mindset. This is a soft society, only getting worse. People that are feeling entitled, listen, go out, do something valuable, and then feel good about it. Nothing worth having doesn't come with hard work. Okay? So stop being lazy, stop feeling entitled, go out and do it. Thank you guys for watching.